Hey gang, Jim Farmer here. It's Tuesday, I think it's like December the 12th, something like that. And I just got back from fishing. It's probably about 4:30. It's just about dinner time. What I did was I came out just for a little bit this afternoon. It's cold, it's windy, it's kind of one of them days where we just had a front come through, and it's usually tough fishing. So a day like today where it was windy out there, I like to go out and I like to find the rocky points that's got a lot of wind on them. Used to be when I'd go out and I'd fish when it was windy and it was the backside of a front like this, I'd probably find a pocket that was nice and calm. I'd get out of the wind and try and save my trolling motor power and where I could fish more. But I tell you, the last couple years, what I've been doing when it gets windy like this is I've been finding these points that have a lot of wind on them. And usually when you have points that have a lot of wind on them, there's going to be fish there. A lot of times what happens is the wind blows the bait up onto the rocks, and there's usually some nice fish cruising up and down the rocks looking for something to eat. Right now the water temps in the lower 50s. It's about 51, 52 right now. And when it gets cold like this and the water temps are in the 50s, that's when the crawfish molt. Usually they'll spawn and then a couple weeks later they'll molt. A lot of the fish that I caught today, they were spitting up crawfish, and those crawfish were kind of orange color. So I like to fashion my baits for that orange color. Sometimes it's a little bit blue, sometimes it's orange, but a lot of the crawfish today were spitting up crawfish pieces that were orange, and they feed on shad too. So a crankbait is a good thing to throw up on the rocks in the wind like that. And every once in a while when it's windy, it's hard to stay on the rocky points. Today I was wrestling the trolling motor just to kind of stay on the rocky points, but I tell you, if you're persistent with that and you can stay on that trolling motor and stay on them rocky points, a lot of times it's going to pay off. So I'll show you a couple fish that I got on rocky points today. I was throwing crankbait and shaky head, and I caught fish on both of them today. But I tell you guys, if you're real persistent and you stay on those rocky, windy, rocky points, why generally you're going to catch a couple good ones. So I'll show you what I got here. Here's one good one, caught up on the rocks. This one came off a crankbait. That's a good fish right here. He was just up on the rocks swimming around, and I caught him on a crankbait, just bringing it down the rocks. I caught it on a 1.5 crankbait that was getting down maybe about 8 to 10 feet. But good bass right here. And if you're real persistent, sometimes you catch one like that. It's a good bass right there. That's probably one of my biggest ones this winter. That one, I'm sure he's 5 or over. He's probably, I'm guessing 5.5. He might even go 6. But another good bass up on them rocky points. There you go, right there. 2 good bass, rocky points in the wind. I tell you, if you stay with it, hang with it, you can get a couple big ones like this off the rocks. Guys, one other thing. Jimbo on Lanier Jim, and myself, we've got a seminar coming up on January the 5th. You guys want to learn how to catch these big fish, come to the seminar. I'm going to talk about things like this. I'm going to talk about the way I catch these big fish. So January the 5th, it's right off of 400, and you can go to JimboOnLanier.com and you can register, and I think it's $99. You get a free breakfast, biscuits and gravy. For lunch, you get a free lunch, Sloppy Joe's, and 3 gyms are all going to be on the stage at one time, and we're going to talk to you about catching these big Lanier spots in the winter time, and also the spring, the summer, and the fall. So still plenty of room, plenty of seats, so come out and see us, and hope to see you there. Thanks.